Softball action as the Sioux City North Stars hosted Ames. Kaylee Mesher gets a hold of this one, and the catch cannot be made in the outfield. That allows a run to score for the Little Cyclones. And now Cameron Johnson at the dish, and she hits what she thinks is a routine pop-up, but the Stars also can't make the play there, and two more runs come in for Ames. And the Stars, they try to pick the runner off here at third. The throw and the catch is not on line, and that gives Ames a clear path to add to their lead as they go on to win this one 18-4. And let's check out some area postseason softball scores. Estherville Lincoln Central comes up with a 10-0 shutout win over Unity Christian. They advance to their region final. Fort Dodge comes up with an 11-1 win over Lamar's as the Bulldogs season comes to an end. Waukee Northwest picks up a 12-0 victory over Sioux City West to advance in Class 5A. Staying in 5A, Sioux City East drops their playoff game to Des Moines Lincoln in a 2-0 final. West Lyon picks up a 7-4 win over MOC Floyd Valley. The Wildcats will now take on the Midgets with a trip to state on the line. That game is set for the 16th. And Perry defeats Storm Lake 4-3 to end the Tornadoes season. And postseason baseball scores in 1A action. It was the Hawks of Remsen St. Mary's winning 3-2 over Woodbine. Also in 1A, it was the Westerners of Akron Westfield winning 8-3 over Galen Catholic. And the Westerners will take on the Panthers of Kingsley Pierson River Valley after they defeated Alta Aurelia 4-0 tonight. Estherville Lincoln Central advances in baseball as well with a 5-4 win over Spirit Lake in 9 innings. In 2A OABCIG, the Falcons, they come away with an 8-4 win over the Kemper Catholic Knights. And the Unity Christian Knights, they come away with a 6-3 win over West Lyon to punch their ticket to the 2A Substate 1 final. And Ridgeview, they dropped their game 11-0 to Underwood.